Hi, it's Deb from the Quantum Blueprint, and today I'm having a look at the transit chart where the moon is traveling through Sagittarius. Now, when the moon's in Sag, it's all about how we feel about our belief systems. And when it's going through the seventh house, this is our relationship house. It's ruled by Libra. So it can be business relationships or intimate relationships. Your boyfriend, girlfriend, marriage partner, de facto, anything that's to do with relationship. And when it's in Sag, it's talking about your belief systems and how we can get stuck in old programming from our early childhood conditioning. So the dilemma here is going to be, firstly, it's 1 degree off hitting Lilith exactly. And Lilith is the darker side of our emotions. So this is our point of rage. So be mindful today in your relationships that you don't take out your feelings or whatever's being triggered, or maybe what's on your mind about things that bother you emotionally on the people that you love, because it's very easy when we're dealing with first, seventh house issues here. So these parts here is projection. So naturally in the sky, this area is ruled by Aries and this area is ruled by Libra. So it's about the fire initiating and the air throwing it back. So we need to be mindful about how we communicate, because we have hard aspects going on here to the Pisces planets. Now, this means it's a 90-degree angle, and that's an internal struggle. So it's not about what others are doing to us, it's about what we're not able to process within ourselves. It's a struggle internally. So when we're looking at Pisces and Mercury in Pisces, communication can get a little bit distorted. It can get confusing because how we process and how we think and how we speak is going to be completely different to the people that we're dealing with. They're going to hear it differently based on their cells of recognition, what they're programmed with, and they may misinterpret something. So it's really important to be very clear about what you're thinking and saying, but also being calm, because if we let this Aries energy get to us, which is, your first house, seventh house stuff, Aries Libra, it's going to come out quite aggressive, I suppose you could call it. It's going to be dominant. And if we're dealing with water people, and the Pisces side of things, then they're going to feel a little bit overwhelmed and maybe even slightly intimidated by what's coming out of you. So you need to be very mindful about these square aspects, because we've got Pallas and Mars. So Pallas Athene is the female warrior. She's the strategist. And I would call her the female Mars, actually. So when you've got both of those together and they're in hard aspect to the moon in your relationship house, we really need to be careful about how we assert ourselves and dominate, because there's a lot of passive rage here between Lilith and Mars going on. So if there's something on your mind, you need to speak about it in a gentle, less confronting way. If it's old stuff that normally wouldn't bother you, but it is today, know that it's not what's going on now. It's what is happening now is triggering unhealed, old, unprocessed issues around your right to be heard, your right to think the way you think, but also our right to be different, because we all have different programming, we all have different perspectives. And, it's like there's many ways to skin a cat, for instance. We can all have different ways of doing things or thinking about things, or even different approaches to what we're doing or thinking or saying in this aspect. but the result is always the same. So it's not about being dogmatic, which is very Sagittarian here, about what you're saying is right and only your way is right. There are many ways that are right, and it's what's right for you. And that may not be what's right for somebody else. So keep in mind that everybody does, thinks, and says things that align with who and what they are and their truth. But their truth is not the is what is for them at this moment. So we need to understand that when we're dealing with Sag and Pisces energy and it's in a heart aspect, that we're going to sometimes get a little bit fixed or angry around others not keeping up with how we think they should be. This is very volatile energy at the moment. Actually, the whole week has been, before it went into Sag, we had the moon down here in Scorpio and it was in opposition to Uranus. And this energy again causes feelings of separation and that I'm different and I don't fit in and people don't understand me or they don't know how I'm feeling. So these transits over the next couple of weeks are all going to be about delving deep, getting into our programming and our buried stuff so that it can come up into our face. And sometimes other people will do something or say something to trigger that, to make us look at it. And it's important to not project it back onto them and say they're wrong or they're upsetting me. It's really for evolution's sake, when it comes to each soul, the best way to handle this challenge, I would say, would be to I acknowledge that you've just triggered me. I'm irritated by what's going on right now. Normally it wouldn't bother me, but it is now. Or maybe it does always bother me, but I can, you know, shake it off. Just know that it's part of a program or a paradigm or even an event that happened when you were younger that you're not coping with, that you haven't dealt with completely. You've pushed it aside, and this transit's now saying it's time to get rid of this because this is all about ditching what no longer serves. So if we go into our emotions, our thinking, and how that creates results from actions that we take from all of this, then we can look at it and say, wow, I've been doing this and feeling this since I was quite young, or I've repeated this pattern over many relationships or in many business partnerships because we are dealing with the 10th house of out there in the world and career and status, as well as personal relationships. So it's a great opportunity for us all to heal all these old little niggly bits that we don't want to play out anymore and transform them into a higher way of being and thinking and speaking, because that's going to bring us results that are completely different to what we're getting now. So remember, if you don't like the way things are now, you need to change what you're doing because what you're doing isn't working or it's bringing you the results you still don't want. And this is not about projecting. Remember, it's a 90-degree angle. It's an inner struggle. It's a personal issue. We need to deal with our stuff on that level so that the energy that's emitting from us creates a different response in the people around us and brings us the result that we really want. So for more information on this or to have a look at your own personal blueprint, you can find me at www.quantumblueprint.com.au. You can download your free ebook on heart-brain coherence and you can book a session with me. Or you can find me on Instagram, which is all lowercase, the_quantum_blueprint. So thanks for joining me today and I'll see you soon.